up, y'all? I'm gonna try this again because I tried to make this not a video like this, I guess similar, but it was just not busting last time. I was just a little too out of it. But yeah. So this week, so I really want to talk about like I was on a noise fast the first 3 days of this week, and I just kind of want to talk about like some of the things that came up, like what I learned, and it's some stuff from there, stuff from that, like learning and stuff like that. But yeah, so this noise fast was like something that I feel like I really needed, cause like I don't know, like I was supposed to do a noise fast to begin the first week of this month, but I was like, nah, cause I do like a noise fast or like a single tasking, like, or a single task for the first week of the month. And I was just like, nah, I can't do the noise fast because like I'm trying to watch the finals and stuff like that, and I felt like I really wanted to see the games and stuff like that. But so then I was just like, nah, let me just do the single tasking. So I did it, and it went pretty well. Like it was difficult. Like I wasn't the best at it, but pretty much did my thing. And then now it was so then and then the week after, like last week, I was like, bro, like I feel like I'm really, but like obviously how the single tasking week ended, it wasn't good. I didn't feel like it ended well. And then coming into last week, I was just like felt kind of flustered, and like my mind was fiending for like a distraction and stuff like that. So I kind of felt like a noise fast was needed. And then I found out that my church was kind of doing like a corporate fast for like the first 3 days. So I was like, yeah, I might as well do a noise fast. Super on time. So I can kind of speak to like the things that happened this week. Um, so yeah, Monday was a really good day for me. Like Monday was such a good day. Like I had a goal set for myself for the week. Um, and because I do that every week, and then like I did a lot of the things that I set for myself. I did basically. So like I had my morning routine. I had to like edit this reel. Um, and then so I edited the reel early in the morning. I invested. Um, I lost some money when I was investing, but I still really learned a lot. So like it was a really good session, a really like fruitful session. Um, I read my purple book. I made a video. I posted it. It was about the World Cup. So I did all that just in the morning. I did some work for my job. I took a break. I had a side by side. I was reading. I was reading some of my old journal entries from like 2 years ago, basically. Like right before I graduated, and right like a little bit after, like I moved back to Boston. So like just kind of seeing where I was in that space, and like how, I don't know, life was treating me and what I was kind of going through at that point. I can make a video about that, but like yeah, we'll get into that another time. But yeah, and then like I had a goal to like I have a goal to like look at like Pinterest or Cosmos, these two like sourcing apps. Y'all probably know Pinterest, but Cosmos is like a Pinterest but like a lot better. And it's like it really breaks down like sources and stuff like that, so you know, like say you see like a art, like a photograph, like you know who they kind of, most of the photos they source like who the model is, who the photographer is, like what's the context of it, like is it a magazine shoot, is it like something like that. Okay, so I use Cosmos a lot. So then I started doing it yesterday or Monday. So it was just felt really productive. I also be having goals of not like chiefing throughout the week. Um, and yeah, super productive, super good. And yeah, I was feeling great. And then like I knew there were some things for my mom that I had to get done, like tidying up the house. because she wanted me to install the ACs and stuff like that. So I finished that around like 7, and then like I had to like I was gonna wash my hair and then like do a twist so I can do a twist out for my DC trip. I didn't mention I'm going to DC for Juneteenth tomorrow. Shout out to Juneteenth, shout out to DC, shout out to all my people out there. But yeah, so then yeah, so then I was washing my hair and I finished washing, like just good wash. Mind you, like I'm doing all this, no music, no nothing, which is what I do usually do my days and like my washes and stuff like that. But it was cool, it was calm. And then like ended like the last thing I'm about to check off, which is like styling my hair. I can't find my mousse, and like I'm looking everywhere for my mousse, everywhere in the house. I'm asking everybody who lives in my house, did you take my shit? Like, did you take my mousse? I'm calling my sister who doesn't even live with me, like, did you take my mousse? Cause like that's how I be sometimes. Like when I don't see something, like I low-key think somebody took my like thing, and I like that's kind of low-key where my mind goes. I don't know why. I don't know, I guess living in a house with so many people, it's just like, I know maybe it may not even, sometimes I think it is like intentional, sometimes I know it's not, but like people could see something, take it and misplace it. Maybe because I low-key do that. Like I'm not gonna lie, like sometimes I do that. Like I take some things that aren't mine, but obviously like I'm not gonna like use the whole thing or something like that. So I'm like, I assume that like other people in my family think like that too, and they do at a certain to a certain extent. So I'm asking all of them, like, did you take my thing? Did you take my thing? None of them have seen it. And I'm like, bro, I remember, like, literally remember I did my hair 3 weeks ago, bro, when I went to New York. So I'm like, I know for a fact that, like, it's here. It's in this house. Like, it would not leave the house, obviously. I can't find it anywhere, and I get so mad because, like, it was already really late, and I'm like, I knew if when I did this, I was going to have to wake up earlier and stuff like that. I was gonna have to wake up earlier, or I was gonna go to sleep late. That's what I'm trying to say. I was gonna go to sleep late because it was like when I finished getting my hair washed, it was like 9, and I was looking for it for like an hour or an hour and a half, and I genuinely couldn't find it. So then I ended up just cleaning my room in general, which was good, which was definitely needed because I pushed that back a couple of days. But then like I was just so tight, and I still am low-key tight because I'm like, bro. So I couldn't do the twist out. Clearly, y'all see my shit. Like, it's cooked, but I'm about to get it done, rated today, so it's not gonna be that big of a deal. But like, bro, I was really looking forward to, having my hair in a fro and shit. But yeah, that's just not gonna happen. But like, bro, it was just so annoying because I hate losing things, bro. But like, I'm not that responsible. I am responsible for my stuff, and like, I'm not like the type of person that will put my stuff in a dumbass spot that I can't find it. But like, I do still like kind of put my stuff anywhere and leave it anywhere. But obviously, like, they will be in places where I can easily find them, but it's just like that's not the place for it. That's what I'm trying to say. So like, I've just kind of noticed that, and like that has been an issue of mine. Like, especially when I'm like faded, I be losing things, or I did, like, especially like a couple years ago, like I was really losing everything. Like, I lost my keys, my wallet, everything, my phone one time, all in the same summer, like within the same like 2-3 months. And that like really made me shift. But like, this really did make me shift too as well because I just had to understand, like, Ralph, you really have to start just putting things back where they are. And like, I think I've really come to understand, like, I try to really rush things because I'm like not on time and stuff like that. But like, I just really have to understand the importance of like one, my time, and like really taking care of like if I have a task at hand right in the moment, take care of that. Like, so like, say when I get home, I need to put my clothes back where they are. I can't just leave them somewhere. Say if I had to put my jewelry back where it needs to be. I gotta put my cameras back where they need to be, and that's how I maintain order. Cause kind of like how I do it is like I kind of just put them anywhere now, and then over the weekend I clean everything. So then it's a new room, it's a fresh room. But then throughout the week I just kind of put stuff everywhere, and then sometimes I can't find something, stuff like that. And like I was really close to losing an earring that I just bought, and I would that same day that I lost the mousse that I was looking for, and I really would have like lost my shit if I did lose that too, but I found it, thank God. So yeah, so I was pretty tight about that, but it was okay at the end of the day. It's not that serious. But then Tuesday came, and Tuesday started off well as well. Like I woke up on time, got to do my morning routine, got to work, invested and stuff like that, like wrote down all I wanted to do. But then like I kind of started falling off, cuz like I was supposed to do my purple book, but like in journal, but like I haven't bought a new journal, so I've been kind of lacking with that. So that's why I've kind of been trying to make more YouTube videos, because I don't have a journal, so just like this is space for that. But so I didn't do the purple book and stuff like that. And I think like the noise fast was kind of getting to me, because I was just like fiending for like a dopamine rush. And like with my noise fast, I wasn't supposed to be on Instagram, but then like I went on Instagram early in the morning, and I think those things always kind of like set me back, because like when you kind of break the seal in a way early in your day, like it's gonna be hard to like maintain focus. So that's why I usually like I do. But yeah, yesterday I wasn't on the gram, or not yesterday, Monday, because I have a limit on my thing. So like Mondays and Wednesdays I don't even go on it, and then like now only Tuesdays, Thursdays, and then the rest of the weekend I do, but like only for 1 hour. Like my limit is already done for the day, and I'm just like, damn, it's only 1:40. But yeah, so then I did go Tuesday, and then I was just like, damn. And then once that limit finished, I was like, what am I about to do now, and stuff like that. And I just kind of couldn't sit still a bit, and I was just really thinking about, damn, I'm trying to achieve. And my friend, he invited me to like watch the World Cup game at City Plaza, and I was like, bro, should I do it? Should I leave work? When I was fully expecting to leave work, and I actually did. I left work to go to the game, and I came back at the end. But I was like, yeah, should I do this? Should I do that? So I was just like kind of really iffy about everything. And yeah, so then I ended up not doing my purple book. I did some tasks. I did read my journal entries. So like so it was kind of like I started really well on Monday. Tuesday was like, here, you did some of the stuff you wanted to do, but not really. Like you were kind of consistent with the noise fast, not really. And then Wednesday was just like, it wasn't all hell broke loose, but like it was pretty like not really that good, you know. I wasn't consistent. So I did end up just going to watch the game, and then Tuesday I was just like, bro, I'm just trying to smoke. So then I just went to go get a pre-roll after work, and then I just chiefed, and then I had to do laundry with my family. So then we did laundry. It was kind of interesting though, like not having noise at the laundry, because like at that point I was just kind of speaking with my little cousin most of the time, because it was just me, her, and my mom. And then yeah, so it was kind of interesting just talking to her, and just like she was kind of recapping me her New York trip and where she went and stuff like that. But like I always find it so iffy for me to like really really get close to her, because I'm just like, I don't want the expectation of like me being that older figure in her life. Like I know that could sound a little fucked up, but like I don't want, yeah, what those expectations hold in terms of like shaping this child. And I know that like I am in a position to do that, but like I do, and I do like give her moments like that, and like I do connect with her, and I do like give her great advice when I can and stuff like that. But I often find it difficult for me to like be consistent in that, because of the fear of what that relationship will grow into. And like this is crazy because that is like really tied to my day on Wednesday, and I didn't even peep that until now. Yeah, because so I'm like, because I'm scared of really understanding what that relationship will grow into, and like the expectation that will be out of me in that relationship. So yeah, so that's why I kind of like step back a little bit even with her. But then really in understanding that moment like that I was having with her, I was just like, this is needed for somebody like her, because like she doesn't get like she obviously gets a lot of that time, but like she be like glued to her phone. So I'm like, she gets all of her time attention with her friends and stuff like that, but like sometimes with even so it's like it's on me, but it's also like I gotta kind of get in where I fit in, because like obviously you know how teens be, like they sometimes they don't want to talk, sometimes they just want to be on their phone. But like I do notice that like when I do give her that chance, like she definitely does want to talk and things like that. But yeah, so I guess it's still trying to find that balance, and like still making sure, like, because obviously other people in my family, they're still involved with her and stuff like that. So it's not only me, like, and the pressure is not on me only. I have a bunch of other people that I live with. But yeah, so like, yeah, but I do still feel a pressure, because it's a little just different from my perspective, and being in her life, and yeah, versus like the other people in her life as well. So yeah, that's interesting that I did, like, I do come to the same conclusion of like the fear of where a relationship can go and stuff like that. So yeah. And then yeah, so then after that we did laundry, which was cool. Everything was good. And then Wednesday, didn't get off to the best start. Got in pretty late. Woke up pretty late and stuff like that, and got in the office kind of late. Actually, not too late, because I was supposed to meet up with my sister after work. We were supposed to go salsa dancing, but we didn't end up going. But yeah, so like I woke up, yeah, and I like, yeah, that my day, like, yeah, was not tough, because like as soon as I woke up, I was just like, damn, I'm trying to achieve. I achieved before I went to work, and like by noon, I mean, like, and then I had a good trading session and stuff, but by noon I was pretty much out of commission with everything. And then like I really was not trying to do nothing. So then like I kind of planned for the day a little bit. Like I planned to do a YouTube video recorded yesterday, which I didn't do. Purple Book I didn't do. I did some type of research, and I didn't read. I watched the games a little bit, even though I'm on a noise fast. I did my 15 minutes of Cosmos. So I did stuff, but not like to the extent of Monday or Tuesday. But yeah, so then it kind of really felt like I was letting go of the rope a little bit by Wednesday, like, and then like I had like it would probably be like 2 by that point. I like literally achieved. I left my job because I was just like, bro, I can't stay here. I didn't have work to do, so I just went to like Seaport to watch the game again. This is a different spot, but they were playing the game, which was cool. Like it was kind of a way for me to even slow down and not feel as like my mind is like everywhere and stuff like that. But yeah, so that was pretty cool. And then I came back to work to watch another game just in the office and do some more research, like yeah, so just do some more creative research and stuff like that. So yeah, but other than that, like, things have been good. But then yeah, but like, oh yeah, so in the morning though, and like how this ties to the thing with my little cousin. In the morning I was really like, dang, I have a fear of like talking to like randoms. Just talking to low key talking to people in general, but like randoms in particular, because I'm like, I think because I do these things like noise fasts, and I often do like those single tasking things. Like I'm often not on my phone in public spaces, and I'm often like hyper present. So like I'm obviously paying attention to a lot of things. I'm paying attention to people, like people that I think are interesting, like things that I think are interesting, and then like I think there's I feel like there's two phases of like, I don't know, I I guess like curiosity and identifying something is like first your observation, and like I think I not mastered it, but like I feel like I've spent most of like at least maybe the past couple of years since I've definitely just been trying to be more present and like less yeah, kind of less locked in on like yeah, just other distractions in general. I think that I've been really good at observing and like hyper like focusing on like specific things or specific patterns or like specific like traits within people. Like these are strangers, like people that I just kind of see in public, and like through like people watching and stuff like that. And then like I think the next step to take it further is kind of after identifying or observing is engaging, and I think that's the step that like that really that I'm just stuck on right now. Like I feel like I'm on the outside looking in on that step, because I'm like, I don't engage with people, even though I really do want to. Like I really do want to begin to like conversate with people and stuff like that, but I don't. And I think it's tied to a couple of things, like excuse me. I think it's obviously the fear of rejection. And I don't want to like be that guy like, oh yeah, as a black man, but like I honestly do feel like as a black man in America, like I often do feel just rejected by society. I think I've spoken about this, maybe not, but like especially in the way I show up, because like I show up as myself. Like I don't really change the way I dress. I don't really change the way I act. I don't really change the way I look, like in terms of my hair, like my piercings and things like that, to be like more quote unquote acceptable and like yeah, more acceptable and more digestible to like the white gaze, you know, like to society. So it's just like when I do show up as my full self, I often get rejected. Not, and it's like not even like in deliberate ways, but like in such subtle ways where like where I'm on the train, people don't really try, or people are not trying to sit next to me. Where I'm like, people don't give me eye contact. People are really like, people look away like so quickly and stuff like that. People keep their distance, things like that. So it's just like, and like I feel that on a constant everyday basis, and it's obviously like it's no issue with that, because like I just kind of know people's cultures, the culture of like I guess society in general is like kind of stay to yourself, like don't really step out and talk to somebody random basically, or like don't really engage with other people. Maybe like that's the vibes on the Northeast, I guess. Like Boston's like that, New York to an extent is like that, DC I would say so too, a little bit less, but like in the similarly. But yeah, so like that's why I feel like a little bit rejected, but like I feel like that's why I do feel rejected by society. But like I think my fear of rejection in general just stems from like, I don't know, there's a lot of other stuff that's probably deeper than just like these situations and stuff like that. But yeah, so then even in that sense, like I do try to like kind of disarm like other people. Like sometimes like I purposely try to do like goofy things when I'm in public, so it's just like this guy. So people made this thing, oh, this nigga's crazy, or so just people don't think, oh, I'm as intimidated as I look. But even like with people, with like the general population, but even like with people like who I feel like have nice style, or who I feel like look cool, like even in a sense, or people who maybe quote unquote like by society standards look a little less cool than me, like I would still approach someone like that and speak to them, and like, but like maybe I understand how someone like that could feel intimidated by looking at me, because I know like when I do see someone that's really cool or really well dressed, I am a little intimidated and I don't really want to step to that person. But like in my sense, how I kind of disarm them is just by doing something goofy. Is like, okay, he looks cool, he looks intimidating, but he's also a person at the end of the day, and there's layers to him in a sense, basically. And he's not a facade like that you think he is. So like that's, I try to do that, but like it doesn't really help, to be honest. I still don't really talk to strangers that much. And like I tried to do this challenge, like where I would talk to one stranger a day for this month, and I really have not been doing that at all, because I'm just like, bro, I be in my own head too much about that. But yeah, where was I really going with this? Oh yeah, so then, but also at the same time, it's like back to like I have a fear of like not knowing, or like not being in control of where relationships go. Is like that's often a reason why I like stop myself from connecting with people, especially people that like I know I will have to see often. But basically what I'm saying is people at work. Like I really keep a distance between like people at work, in my job, and like in my workspace, because like right, so like basically, like full transparency, like these people at my job, these are people like I would not hang out with outside of work at all. But so it's like when I am forced to create a connection with them at work, I can oftentimes see how quickly like those connections can be like, oh, let's go do something outside of work, let's go do this, let's go do that. And I'm like, I don't want that, because I don't know what this will trend towards. So, and I don't want it to trend towards that in a sense. And like I've kind of dealt with that, like with people at my job, like black people too, like white people, black people, all that. But like I just don't really like being in that uncomfortable situation of like, oh, this person is a little fond, this person's fond of me, and they're trying to really get to know me deeper, you know. And I hate it, especially when it's people who are not black, because I hate that, because I don't know, I feel like oftentimes I'm gonna be like championed as that cool black guy that I know that they call me their friend, and I cannot stand like being that to like these random people at my job. Like, no cap. Like this is like, I don't want to be their proximity to like blackness, or to like, yeah, to blackness. And I'm like, y'all can use somebody else for that. I'm not trying to be that. So that's a reason for it. But also like there are other reasons as well. But yeah, so that's kind of pretty much it. That's kind of what I was going through. So I was talking to my sister about that, and like just, yeah, we're kind of talking through that, because she goes through similar things, through similar feelings about like the fear of one, rejection, and like obviously the fear of not knowing where relationships go. So I feel like those that I guess encompasses like what my fast was like. Maybe the fear of control, because maybe the fear, or not the fear of control, but like letting go of control in a way, because it's just like I never know what that these relationships can flourish into at the end of the day. Like even the one with, and like what my a good point that my sister made was like, these obvious also these relationships do not have to, like, I think worst case scenario, like, oh, this is gonna be this, but like they don't have to develop into what I think they will, and oftentimes they don't develop into what I think they will. They develop into like something a little more like shallow, like, and I always think, oh, it's gonna be deep, this person's gonna want to be my best friend and things like that. I don't know, I think it is because like I think I've had like too many situations like that, not like in the past, like when I was like young or like in college, and I was just like, people like kind of felt closer to me than I did to them. And I'm like, oftentimes because I wouldn't set boundaries, but like that's kind of what it's about, just setting boundaries in relationships and like kind of having difficult conversations in a way. But yeah. So I do think that this fast did help teach me about like control and like just control over like maybe my things and my material things, as well as control over like where I expect or where I want my certain things, how I want certain things to play out and stuff like that. So yeah. But then there's also the piece of like me kind of letting go of the rope and it kind of being too hard and things like that. So that's something I definitely have to like talk through. Just continue to keep learning about and like learning about myself and like kind of like how I'm running to certain things after they get too difficult and stuff like that. So yeah, it's a growth process though, so I'm grateful for it.